Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Let me make sure I'm on over on Instagram. 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, y'all. We are live for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never met me before, you don't know what I'm doing here. This is Love Coach Dasha, and I am here for the women who have been cheated on but want to stay in their relationship. That is who I am here to serve today. If you've got questions about healing and reconciling after infidelity, you have been through the infidelity, but you're still together, you're leaning towards being together, you want to be together, you're not sure how to be together, that is what I'm here for to help you out this day. All right, every week, as a matter of fact, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm always going to be here to help you because that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to get to the place where you feel like you can continue on with your relationship if you so choose. All right. Glad that you're here. Let me make sure that I can see everybody over on Facebook. You know I'm everywhere. I am over here on Instagram. If you're not in my Love After Cheating group, if you are not in my Love After Cheating group and you are a woman who wants this help with getting back together, fixing things, go on over there and join. If you're in my Love After Cheating group and you're not on my Instagram, come on over there. All right. We want to have all the interaction that we can possibly have. And please, if you're here with me now, make sure you give me lots of likes, lots of love. Let the algorithm know that you enjoy seeing and hearing from me. All right. All righty, y'all. So, first things first, before we get to anything else today, everyone should know we're about 24 hours out from the full moon, okay? We're about a whole day out. It's about to get real, okay? If you have not been feeling it yet, you will be feeling it pretty soon. It is like a pulling on your emotions. It makes you want to argue over stupid stuff. You all of a sudden are mad for just absolutely no reason. And Lord, if you got PMS on top of it, I'm telling you, you're going to have a rough time. So I need you to understand that that's what's happening right now. I know people feel like it's just all myths and legends that, oh, the moon doesn't really affect you like that. I had like 20 years in healthcare. Let me tell you, the full moon does indeed affect you like that. Okay. More babies are born, more people come into the psych facilities. It is a link. Okay. I know people feel like that's not real, but it really is real. And let's just take it as real. Let's just let's just say that it is something that you need to watch out for if you're going to try and get on this healing path, if you're going to try and help yourself fix this trauma. You need to know that this time of the month you're going to have a little difficulty keeping control over yourself. All right, so I'm letting you know now. The full moon will be here tomorrow, 9:02 p.m., so just about 24 hours from now. You're going to feel it. Until then, a couple of days from then, if you have something that you want to argue about, if there's something that you want to bring up, no, you don't. Okay? No, you don't. Do not do it. Not right now. Give it until today is Thursday. Tomorrow will be the full moon. So Sunday, maybe Monday. If you get to Monday and you still really, really want to talk about it, maybe you can talk about it then. But in the meantime, just trust and believe that you don't need to talk about it just yet. Anybody else feel it? Do you feel it right now in your body, in your brain, in your emotions? Do you feel that pull from the moon? Let me know. I get sleepy. I get good and sleepy. I don't know what it is. I can fall asleep at the drop of a hat anytime, any place when it's coming up on the full moon. Like these 3 days, I am super extra sleepy. I took a nap a little earlier, trying to get myself together to come and talk to you tonight. All right. It's drastic if I feel that effect on me. And you know what? Strangely enough, a little breast tenderness. Don't know why that is, but every time the full moon is going to come up, get a little tender up in there. You let me know. Do you feel like that in the days leading up to and including the full moon? Do you feel anything in your body, in your mind, in your emotions? Let me know about it. All right. All right, so back to the basics. I'm always going to talk to you about things that you can do all on your own without your partner to help yourself heal. This is all a trauma response. Almost everything that you're going through right now, almost everything that you're experiencing, trying to get past this, is a trauma response. Your body and your brain are working together to try and protect you from the hurt, protect you from bad things happening to you. And that's great. It is wonderful that our bodies and brains do that. However, it gets in the way as you're trying to heal, as you're trying to reconnect, as you're trying to make the love flow again. The automatic reactions that you have are not great for that. They are for making you isolate, for making you back away from the situation, close yourself off, hide yourself away. That's what they're good for. They are not good for reconnecting and loving and trusting again. Those trauma reactions don't want you to trust. They're like, no, we got hurt the last time we trusted. But if you want a serious long-term relationship, you're going to have to trust. So you have to get over the automatic responses of this trauma. That's what I am great on helping you with. We got some great questions about just that today. So we're going to talk about it. But first things first, are you doing your deep breathing? Have you been doing your deep breathing? I'm trying to tell you, if you're not doing your deep breathing, you are doing yourself a disservice, okay? If you have not been regularly, like five times a day, doing your deep breathing, you are cutting yourself short for your healing, all right? Gotta add a little more gloss there. Your body and your brain, when you've been traumatized, automatically do a few things. There's a small part of your brain called the amygdala. It's a little grape size. It's tiny, but it's the worst case scenario portion of your brain. It's the part of your brain that controls whether adrenaline is released into your system. It gives you that fight or flight response. Okay. If that little sucker is overactive and continuously putting adrenaline into your system, you can't tell. The alarm is going off so hard, you can't figure out what's real problem, what's a real thing for danger, or a regular thing that your body and your brain are overreacting to. So the key number one thing to stop that, to get that adrenaline down, to get back in control of your thoughts, is to do your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Do your deep breathing. We're going to do our deep breathing together. What we do is 4-7-8 breathing. What we do is we blow out, release all that excess carbon dioxide that's built up in your lungs because you've been and never fully exhaling. All right. So that excess carbon dioxide is built up in your blood. You got to let it go. Then we're going to inhale for a count of 4, hopefully through your nose if you can breathe through it. Hold that breath for a count of 7. And then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. Now, it was my birthday the other day. I only had 1 candle, so I didn't need a whole breath full, but you know what I'm saying. All right. That is what we're going to do real quick. So, first things first, we're going to blow out, inhale for 4, hold for 7, and then blow out again. I will keep count for you, all right? We're going to do it 3 times in a row just for the sake of time, all right? First things first, blow out. Make the noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How do you feel doing your deep breathing? Put it in the comments if it feels good. What effects do you get when you are doing your deep breathing? You are doing this because your brain, when you are in that fight or flight mode, goes, and so your brain knows when you slow that down, when you are extending those exhales, when you are going for slow, deep inhales, that you're not breathing in that same pattern. So that must mean that you don't believe that you're in any danger. You don't see the danger. You don't feel the danger. Your body might be saying you're in danger, but you are not reacting to it. That's how you start to calm this down. That's how you start to get back in control of your body and your brain after this severe trauma. All right. First things first, let me know how the breathing feels for you over here on Facebook. All right, the next thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together, do your journaling. If you're not doing your journaling, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to start writing some stuff down. First and foremost, your memory sucks when you're traumatized, all right? You think you're remembering stuff. You think if you ask him all the questions and you get the answers that you're going to just automatically remember all that. You're not, okay? Your brain is impaired when you are in this much trauma, when you've been this betrayed. Your brain is not functioning the way that it does on a day-to-day basis. It is just not. So you're not going to remember things. So you're going to ask the same questions over and over again, causing yourself the same distress over and over again because you've already gotten the answer. All right. So instead of doing all that, take 5 minutes. First thing in the morning, do your journaling. Date, time, level of anxiety right at the top of the page. And then write for 5 minutes and do your level of anxiety at the bottom after you're finished. Now, your date and your time are going to give you some data points to be able to fix things in time. If you know every Thursday, 9:15 p.m., you're going to be feeling some kind of way, well, then you know to come talk to Love Coach Dasha and come to my live. But if you know that ahead of time, you can get ahead of the triggers. They don't beat you if you already know they're coming. Okay, you can get yourself together, start doing your deep breathing, do a little journaling. You can do that before the feeling hits. All right. Level of anxiety, 0 to 10. 0 is nothing is wrong. Everything is wonderful. All is right with the world. 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. It does not matter where you are on that scale. Write it down. All right. Before you start your journaling, you will know where you are. And then after you stop your journaling, you're going to realize, okay, if I was a 7 when I started, hey, I'm a 5 now. Came down really well just by a little bit of journaling. All right. It is effective. It will let you know how effective it is for you in the moment when you need to hear that the most. Okay. Do your journaling, please, and thank you. Has anybody been doing their journaling? Discovered anything good? Discovered anything fun in there? Let me know. Discovered anything that just was like, oh shit, this helps me heal so much better. Let me know if you found that as you've been journaling, okay? All right. Next thing that we are always going to talk about is developing an attitude of gratitude. Okay. I need you all to look for the things that you can be grateful for. If you are in this traumatized state, gratitude is not one of those things that your brain is thinking of. Okay. Your brain is thinking of all the things that are bad, not the things that are good. It is a very basic change that I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to stop focusing on the things that your brain wants to focus on, which are all the bad things, and actually start to focus your brain on things that are good, things that make you feel good, things that make you happy, things that make you feel gratitude. When you're doing that and you're doing it on a consistent basis, you start to shift your brain away from the negative thoughts that come with the trauma and towards more positive, more wonderful, happy thoughts. And it changes the way your brain is working in the moment. Okay. So I need you to do that. So my Thirsty Thursday is always what I do to talk about the good stuff in your lives. Let me know in the comments. I don't think I have one on the Thirsty Thursday post, but let me know in the comments what good things are happening for you this week. All right. What is something that you are grateful for this week? I wrote a little something for on a Thirsty Thursday. And if you're in the group, go take a look at this dress, okay? Go take a look at this dress that my husband, my boo, picked out for me for my birthday, okay? Couldn't be any more perfect for me. Couldn't be any more perfect for me at all. But I was writing, I was telling him about it in the time, but this is what I wrote. I said, this is my dress my husband gave me for my birthday. I had the orange dress already ready for that day, but I wanted to wear it on Tuesday when we were together hanging out on Tuesday. So my inner child is about 5 or 6 years old. I've been doing some work. I've been doing some inner work. Don't you think that I'm always telling you all to do inner work and I'm not doing any, okay? I do inner work too. And I've been working with my inner child a lot more lately. She's about 5 or 6, and I could see her very clearly in my mind's eye, twirling in this dress. I could hear her giggling in my head, and I made sure to tell my husband that he picked out a dress that touched not just me but touched my inner child. And I was like, wow, I cannot believe he was able to do that. I did my hair up with a little pink ribbon scrunchie because I figured that my inner child would like that, and she did. And I saw a little girl around that age, dressed all up in my dress and all my pretty pink rainbow, and had my hair up in my pretty pink bow. And I saw a little girl about 5 or 6, and she whispered, "That is so cute." And when she saw me, like, and my husband was like, she probably thought she saw Disney come to life. So today, this week, I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful for a husband who sees me as a princess, who picked me out a princess gown to wear for my birthday or to celebrate with him. I am grateful for making a fantasy like reality for a little girl. She looked amazed. She looked delighted to see me in my pretty pink rainbow dress. And I am especially grateful for the delight of my inner child. My inner child was giggling and twirling in this dress in my head all day long. It felt joyful to me. So I'm here to tell you those are the things that I'm especially grateful for today. There's always so many more, but those things in particular really got to me. It really touched me, put me in a really good frame of mind this week. All right. So you all let me know if you got good stuff that was happening this week, things that you're feeling grateful for, put them in the comments. Let me know so that I can share them with everybody. I can tell everybody what your good news is, the things that you have to be grateful for. You want to share those things. I know in the moment when you are feeling in the pain, it's really easy to share the pain, but share the things that you're grateful for and they multiply. Okay. All right, see y'all. Last thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together, I am never going to stop saying this to you, is please stop asking all those questions. Okay. I know you want to ask the questions. I know everybody tells you to answer the questions, right? Every group, all the gurus, everybody says, oh, your partner should just be completely honest and you should get to answer all the questions that you need the answers to. And I'm here to tell you that none of that will heal you. All right. You sitting there focusing on the questions does not improve your trust. It does not make you feel any better. It does not soothe that monster screaming in your head. Okay. When we are like that, we want to ask all those questions because this is a trauma reaction. Your brain wants to find out as much information as it possibly can in order to avoid this situation happening again. You can't really do that, okay? Your brain is trying its very best to try and prevent you from having something bad happen to you again. But you can't prevent bad things from happening to you no matter how much you question, okay? What you got to do is just deal with bad things happening and move forward through them. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have things that go wrong. You're not going to be able to protect yourself from everything. But that's what the questions are about. They're trying to get as much information as humanly possible about this situation to try and avoid it the next time. That's not helping you now. It is not helping you get anywhere with your healing. It is not making you feel better to get the answers to the questions. And you don't trust him anyway. You don't trust what he's saying Anyhow, so any answers you get, you're going to take with a grain of salt anyhow because you don't believe. All right. So instead of that, I need you to try and stop asking questions altogether. It is an exercise for your brain, okay? Your brain wants to automatically ask all the questions. If you stop it from doing that, you are interrupting the trauma reaction that is cascading through your brain. You are putting a stop to it. You are halting it in its tracks when you decide, nope, I'm not going to answer that question. Nope, I don't want to know the answer to that. Nope, brain, we are not going to sit here and go over that right now. When you do that, you interrupt the automatic responses and you tell your brain you want it to do something different. So I'm saying, even this week, do not ask, how was your day? Okay, it's too easy for your brain to open up the floodgates once you start asking questions. But you will notice how many questions you are asking when you try and stop asking them. Okay, so if you can, do not ask any questions whatsoever, but especially not about this affair, about this pain. Okay. Now, all that being said, I completely understand that it is a automatic trigger response. You're not really in control of it right off the bat. So here, I'll give you something better to do. If you have to ask a question, if your brain is itching and you're like, I have to ask him something, makes me feel better. Try these. The and. THEAND. The and by the Skin Deep. This is the healing edition, the healing edition deck. This is 199 questions that are about healing your relationship, not about an affair. Okay, focusing on the two of you reconnecting, not on what happened between them, their emotions about the other person, all of the things that you're wanting to ask. They're not healthy for you. These questions are much better for you. These are lean towards you all healing and reconnecting together. Okay, so I will give you a few of these questions. These are better questions to ask. Now remember, if you get this deck, it's about $30 on Amazon. Do not try and answer all the damn questions together. Okay, 2, 3 of them. Okay, I do like 3 of them on this live every week. I think I've been doing it for like 2 years. I don't think I've actually gotten through every single question in the deck. Okay, keep it simple. Do not try and overwhelm yourself with questions because these are a little deep, and if you start answering them, you start following the path and start having real conversation instead of forced conversation if you do it right. Okay, all right, so this one says, how do you find peace? Isn't that a better question? Wouldn't you rather find that out about your mate than about anything that they've been doing with that other person? Wouldn't that feel better? Wouldn't it be good to know how they find peace? And think about it yourself. How do you find peace? What would you say to that question? Okay. It engages your brain in a different way. It makes it so that we're not asking questions in order to push away. We're asking questions to connect, to get closer. So, what gives you inner peace? Just dropped it. How do you find peace? In what ways do you think we perceive life similarly? That's a really good question. I was looking back at some video and I was saying how me and my husband were both our mother's first children, and then they remarried and they had other children, and we had step siblings, and we have a lot of the same background as far as growing up. It was in different places, it was very different situations, but those basic things are the same and they affect the way that we see life. So it's one of those things that really connected us, I think, when we first began to date, is understanding how similarly we were raised. So in what ways do you think we perceive life similarly? Way better question than the ones you want to ask. And then, how do you know I know you? Ooh boy. Imagine you had to answer that question. How do you know I know you? All right. Imagine what his answer would be for that question. How do you know I know you? Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing to find out? Don't you think you might feel a little bit closer, a little bit more comforted if you could talk about that type of stuff instead of what they did wrong, how the affair was terrible, how it hurt you, how it crushed you, how it destroyed you? Wouldn't that be better all the way around? Right? I think so. All right. So, how do you know I know you? Excellent questions. You all let me know if you what do you think about those questions, because they're good questions. They're way better than the questions that you want to ask. So this week, try real hard not to ask a question, but if you feel like you must, grab that deck. It is much better for you. Okay. Hey, Miss Lawrence. Miss Lawrence for the win. She said, "You're fine. It's been a while since you joined. Glad that you've been here. I saw you said something on my previous line. All right. Hi there, girl. Glad you're here. Glad everyone is here. So that's the basics, right? That's the basics that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together, because this is the stuff that every day you can use it. Every single solitary day, you can use these things I talked about: doing your deep breathing, doing your journaling, being grateful, and not asking those questions that you want to ask so badly. That's going to help you redirect your brain. It's going to help you be the pilot now. Your brain has been going on autopilot for a while. All right. You've got to take control back. And those are some simple things that you can do that will do that. You will get back in control of the plane. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got going. If you have not yet, let me grab the link for it real quick. If you have not yet, I want you to get my guide, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity. Okay. If you're on Instagram, it's gonna be over there in my bio. And if you are on Facebook, it is going to be underneath the comments for this video. Okay. I want you to go to the link and I want you to get my guide. Okay. It is my dreams formula. I'm trying to tell you my dreams formula. I feel like if you don't have anything else, if you don't know anything else, if you can't figure out anything else, you will be able to figure out how to get to a better place with these 6 steps from my dreams formula. All right. You will be able to navigate your way out of the woods. I feel like this whole situation is like a fairy tale and you have been lost in the woods, right? And there are monsters in the woods and there are monsters inside you, and they're all trying to lead you off the path. They're trying to pull you off the path to healing. They're trying to make it so that you don't get to your destination. You can't get back to your castle. And you need to follow these steps so that the monsters can't pull you off the path, so they can't make it more difficult for you to heal. All right. So if you are still in need of some help with that, I got you on that. Hold on. Let me copy and paste that. Oh, get out of my way. Got it. There we go. I want you to click on the link, and it's just your name and your email that I'm going to need. And it will be on the next page, and I'll send it out to you too. Okay. So it is in the comment section over there on Facebook, and go on over to my link tree, my bio on Instagram. Okay. Grab that. You need it. You need it. I'm trying to tell you, it's good stuff if you go ahead and follow through. Making the decision, that's the D of the dreams formula, deciding that you want to heal and reconcile. Recognizing that that's a scary ass thing to do is the second step. Recognize and then overcoming the fear speech, the fearful thoughts in your head and the fearful thoughts that other people aim at you when you make this decision. Evaluating the why, figuring out exactly why he did this, and having compassion for that instead of saying, well, that's just no excuse. It's not. It isn't. But you can have compassion for it. If you are going to try and heal, you're going to need that compassion. A is for allowing the healing to happen. Put your ring back on. Have sex. get close, do the things that you did as a couple, the things that made you close. M is managing those future feelings. All you need to know about the triggers is in the dreams formula. It is in my free guide. And S is for seeking support, finding somebody who knows what this path is and can just keep pushing you back onto the path. Every time you get distracted, every time the monsters try and chase you off the path, every time you just get stuck standing in the woods on the side of the path, you need somebody who will remind you where the path is and push you back onto it. Will to remind you of your decision, will remind you that you're overcoming this fear, that will remind you that you have compassion for this person because you love them so much, that will encourage you to be close to them again, will encourage you to pay attention to your body and pay attention to your triggers and get past them. That's what you're going to need. So I am here to do that for you, but I am already giving you some support with having the dreams formula. So please go ahead and click on that link and get your copy. Zanita, hey girl. I see you over here on Facebook. Glad you're here. Everybody that's here with me now, give me some likes, give me some love. If you're not here with me now, if you're on the replay, hashtag replay, let me know that you made it later. All right. But Zanita, you got anything to tell me about? Do you deep breathing? You doing your journaling? Are you feeling grateful for anything? What is going on with you this week? Let me know. All right. So we got questions and comments and stuff. If you got questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, I want to hear them. Go ahead and put them in the comments. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about with you tonight. I am here for you, okay? I got it, okay? I am here to answer all your questions about getting past this. I have information to share with you. Please, please let me share it, okay? Going back to the post, Michelle gave me a good question. This is a little in depth. I got my notebook, had to write down some tips for this because it's complex. Okay. Michelle said, how do I stop the constant movies of them together? You know that crap that runs in your head? It's movies of the two of them. Even if you didn't actually see movies, your brain will, in its beauty and wisdom, go ahead and paint you a picture. It will make you believe that you're seeing this person with your mate in your head, even if you're not. All right. Those beautiful home movies that our brains make. She said, we are in counseling and he is remorseful and wanting to do all he can to fix this. I'm stuck on the images in my mind. And it's so hard to get past that. But Michelle, understand, it is exactly what I was talking about earlier. Everything that I tell you all about is the same topic. Your brain having a trauma reaction, trying to get you protected, trying to get you away from the thing that hurt you. That is all your brain is doing. That is what the mind movie thing is all about. All right. Several things that you need to be able to do for this. Okay. I got a whole list. All right. First thing, you're going to acknowledge and accept the feelings that come along with this. You've got to acknowledge that this is totally normal. This is not something out of the ordinary. Your brain is not broken. It is doing exactly what it's supposed to do when it's playing those movies. It's trying to warn you of danger. Okay. But the thing is, you are not choosing to think of this person as a danger. So you got to start to cut that off. You got to tell your brain, no, you're wrong about this person. They are not the danger to me that you think they are. I am choosing to be close to them, not just being forced to be close to them and trying to survive. I'm not doing all that. I want to do this. Okay. You're going to accept the feelings that come without judging yourself. Yet your brain is doing this on purpose. It is trying to keep you away from him. Give your brain a little bit of appreciation for that. Tell your brain, hey, I totally understand that you are trying to help me. I mean, literally say this to your brain, okay? Because you are the thinker, not the thoughts. Your brain is a separate entity from you. So you tell your brain, I appreciate this. I see that you are trying so hard to protect my feelings. You don't want anything bad to happen to me. However, this is painful. I don't need you replaying or giving me images that I didn't even have in my head about him before. I don't need you doing that. I don't need you giving me vivid moans and pictures of the two of them. I don't need that. That's not helping me. All right. Very, very simple telling your brain. But just accept that you feel the way you feel in the moment. When that happens, you may feel frustrated. You may feel disgusted. It's funny. There's a quote from Stephen King. He said, if you can't terrify him, horrify him. If you can't horrify him, gross him out. All right. That is what your brain is doing. It is trying to terrify you, horrify you, gross you out, and make you back away from this thing. So you got to tell your brain, I understand that you're trying to do that. I feel the terror. I feel the horror. I feel the gross out. However, I don't need that right now. Okay. Accept that it is there, but just let your brain know that that's not needed. You're going to practice mindfulness. You're going to get present. You are going to do your breathing techniques. You're going to pay attention to the sensations in your body, because when you are having these thoughts, you're triggered. It's the same thing. That is what it is. And so you've got to pay attention. How does my body feel? When you are triggered, lots of different things happen because it is all the same and is all a physical effect in your body. You may feel constriction in your head, rushing in your ears, your vision narrowing down, your mouth going dry, your throat going dry, or feeling like you're choking, your chest feeling like your heart is about to pound out of your chest, or you can't breathe and you can't expand your lungs. Your stomach might hurt, make you feel nauseous. You might be sweaty on your palms and the bottoms of your feet. Your muscles might be shaky because adrenaline has been released into your system and you're shaking. Okay, that's how it affects your body. It affects your muscles that way. So you got to pay attention to the sensations that you are getting in your body when you have those mind movies, and pay attention to that, because your body will start to react before your brain will even start to picture things. So if you get that feeling in your chest and it's like squeezing in your chest and the movies aren't starting yet, but you know that every time you get that squeeze in your chest, the movies start, that is an opportunity before it gets to that point to tell your brain, hey, stop. It's a what you call it? It's a technique in cognitive behavioral therapy. It's called thought stopping. You tell your brain when you feel it in your body, hey, I know what you're about to do. I know you're about to start thinking about the two of them together, and no, stop. I do not accept that. That is not what I want. So if you get the bodily feeling down, you will know before the thoughts start that it's coming. Does that make, if hopefully it makes sense to you? All right. What else? Oh, so many things you can do. Grounding techniques. Well, if you're doing your mindfulness, that's going to ground you too. It's going to bring you to your body, bring you to the present moment instead of being in your brain, being all off in a different place. But a specific grounding technique, trying to make yourself actually grounded. Simple things that you can do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Very easy thing to do. 5 things that you can see. I can see my closet and looking a mess because I had pull out dresses and stuff for this week. I can see my little setup here with my lights and my camera and my microphone. I see this little jar right here. This is a jar of lavender. I see, what else do I see? I see my makeup bin, and I see boxes that I haven't unloaded over here in the corner. Okay. Then it's 4 things that you can touch. I can touch my hair. and I can feel the feeling of the products on my hair. I can feel the texture of it. I can feel a little bit of sweat on my brow because the light is on me. And I got a lot of forehead, and so it hits there, it gets hot. I can feel the tag in the back of my shirt making my back itch. I can feel my feet on the floor. All right. You work through it like that. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. All right. Working through it like that, that will take your mind right off the mind movies. You are giving your brain a different assignment. You're telling it, nah, we don't need to worry about what they were doing. Be here with me now, brain. That's what it does. Let's see. You're replacing those negative thoughts with a positive memory. Okay. If it's a negative thought that is going along with the movie, and usually it is, if whatever movie is playing, there is usually a thought attached. He never really loved me, or he would never have done this if I were such and such. There's always a thought attached to it. So dig down, find what the thought is attached to you in picture in this movie, and then do the opposite of that thought. Give yourself a positive affirmation instead. Give yourself a visualization of the future together instead. But you have to replace those negative thoughts with more positive ones. Recognize those triggers. Like I said, feeling your body, knowing when your body is triggered will tell you when your brain is about to be triggered. Get yourself some support. If you need to, hit me up, message me. I will help you with a lot of that stuff. Do some self-care. Distract yourself. Treat yourself. Give yourself lots of things that feel comforting to you, that recharge your batteries. Give yourself some physical activity if you need to burn off some of that adrenaline. Give yourself some self-soothing. Give yourself smell goods. Look at this. The lavender, I'm trying to tell you, this came out of my garden too. But all you got to do is just a little bit, all right? Pick it up, smell the lavender flower. I promise you're going to feel a little bit better. A little self-care. Put that in your shower. Let's see. Oh, the last thing. This is a cute little trick. Hopefully you like this. Danita, you say you're tired, work hard this week, but you're good. I'm glad that you're good, and I'm glad that you're here, girl. Let me give you this little tip for trying to get rid of mind movies, okay? Let's say they're already happening, okay? We're in the moment. You're watching this terrible porn of the 2 of them together in your head, all right? If you're already there, I want you to try and create a safe space in your brain. I want you to, first of all, accept the scene in front of you, whatever is playing in that scene. But I want it to be like, have you ever seen one of those movies where the film is about to like burn up, and the scene gets brighter and brighter, and then it's like it spreads out and it's all gone. It's like an old way that film looked, but it was in movies and stuff, and it gets brighter from the center out, and then all of a sudden you can't see the actual pictures anymore. I want you to imagine it like that. It's getting brighter and brighter in this scene that you're looking at. It's getting so bright that you can't see the scene anymore, okay? And as it's getting brighter, that light is all around you, okay? That light is loving, and it is happy to have you, and it is embracing you, okay? It gets warmer. It feels good in the light. You change that scene that you were looking at to all bright white around you. Does that make sense to you? That's the first step. That's the first thing that I want you to do. Go from looking at the scene to making that scene go white all around you. All right. Bright light all around you. It's like coming from above you somewhere. It is covering you in this light. It is bright, and that's all you can see. All right. Then once you're there, once you're at that point, where all you can imagine is the white light around you. Then I want you to try and travel. Then I want you to tell your brain, hey, I need you to make me a safe spot. I need you to make me a spot inside my brain where that thought can't get to me. Those images can't get to me. I need a place inside of me that is completely safe from that happening. Okay. And your brain will start to construct something. For me, it's a jungle. For me, it is this green, lush place full of flowers. You can hear water almost everywhere around you. That's what the place looks like for me. But it can look like anything for you. It could be a beach, it could be Maui, it could be anything. It does not matter what it is. Let your brain create it. And then give it detail. Every single time those negative thoughts, the negative mind movies start playing in your brain, go to your safe place. You've created it already. Now, once you get there, start adding stuff. Start putting in things that make you feel happy. Start decorating the spot, okay? Make it more and more in depth and in detail every time you need to go there. And so it will be almost automatic after a while if you keep doing this consistently, going from seeing the negative movie in your head of the two of them, and then it gets brighter and brighter. You can't see it. You're in the space with just white light. And then from there, you ask your brain to construct yourself a safe harbor, somewhere beautiful, somewhere wonderful that you can just sit and be protected from those thoughts. Does that make sense to everybody? I want you to try it out too. Let me know if you try this out this week and you're like, oh my God, I found my safe place inside my head. That's what I want you to do, okay? It is an excellent way to push those thoughts away. It's not ignoring them. It's not trying to stuff them down. It is letting yourself see them, letting yourself experience them, and then saying, okay, that's enough. We are going to the white space where it's nice and safe, where I can't see those pictures anymore. And then we're going to step from the white space into our safe space, into our brain. The white space is like a lobby. It's like you walk into the white space, you got to get to your safe place from there. Does that make sense to everybody? You all let me know. But that's like a lot of the stuff that you can do that is going to help you with those mind movies to stop seeing this over and over and over again in your brain. You don't deserve that. There is no reason for you to have to deal with that every single solitary day. It's not fair to you. You've got to find ways to be able to shift your brain away from that. Okay? The stop thing is really good. It's that thought stopping thing. Just as soon as you recognize that you're having those thoughts, you're like, stop it. Stop. That is not okay. That is not what we are thinking about. Because one more time, you are the thinker. You are not the thoughts. You are separate from them. Your brain does things as an organ in your body completely on autopilot that you don't have anything to do with, but you are still the boss. So you've got to turn your brain, make it start going down the direction that you want it to go down if you're going to get healed from this, if you're going to get to a better place with your brain. Okay? Makes sense? Hopefully it does. You all let me know if I sound crazy. If you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Dasha. Oh, goodness. All right. Hopefully that helps you, Michelle. Hopefully you can use at least 2 or 3 of those things to start to get to that better place, get to a better place so that you're not always thinking about the terrible thoughts and about what in the world they were doing. Because I know that's got to be torture. All right. Who else do we have? No, I had another question somewhere. I think in the chat. Oh yeah, I got a chat on Love After Cheating. If you want to chat with me, you got questions, go ahead. Come on into the chat. All right. Got a group chat. All right, let me see. Where's the question? She gave me a good question. Doggone it, where is it? Let me go back. Now I can't remember what it was. If you have questions, thoughts, something that you want to talk about with me, make sure that you post it in the comments and we will talk about it. Because I love to answer your questions. All right. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. I know what to do. There we go. This was a question from. Oh, Lord. I got to enter pins. Lord have mercy. All right. Be able to see. I'm on Facebook on this computer. So this computer's like, nope. You need to verify this pin before we let you see anything. All right. This is the good. All right. Let's see. Come on. Any minute now. There we go. All right, let's see. Who asked? Oh, Kathy. Kathy asks, when do the triggers go away? That's an interesting question. Let me tell you about that. The triggers are going to go away once you start fighting them. Okay. They don't all go away at the same time, and they don't completely go away. What they do is they fade. That's what it is. So it is usually you can start working on a trigger and have it be almost completely gone within a year. If you work on it, if you recognize it as a trigger, if you breathe through it, if you journal through it, if you pick different thoughts, you can erase a lot of that damage to your brain within a year. It is not actually as difficult as people think it is. People think that they are stuck in the triggers, but if you actually start working on them, if you do what I told you and recognize the feeling in your body of being triggered, you will know before your brain is conscious that you're triggered, And so then if you know sooner, you have the opportunity to take advantage of the space. There is trigger, there is response. There is a space in between. We are trying to conquer this space in between. That is what we're trying to do with this. That's how you're going to start really healing. You're going to experience the trigger. You're going to feel it. It's going to be terrible. But you're going to take as much of that space in between and get control over yourself in that time before you respond to the trigger. All right. Does that make sense to you? We've got to start telling our bodies and our brains what we want them to do. We cannot just let them continue to run amok. We've got to let them know when we feel that feeling in our body that represents, oh, I'm triggered. We need to automatically go to doing our deep breathing. We need to automatically break out the journal. Hey, I am triggered right now, and I am at a 6 out of 10. It's not terrible, but I feel it creeping up. And how does it feel in your body? Write it down. And what are your thoughts along with this trigger? What negative thought is repeating over and over and over and over again on a loop in your brain? Write it down. You've got to experience the triggers. You've got to ask questions and be curious about the triggers. And then you're able to let the triggers go. So usually about a year. If you can work on one trigger, if you can just go ahead and start working on a trigger, it will be easier to work on others. And in about a year, your brain will be functioning differently than it was functioning on that trigger. Does that make sense to you? It actually does not take very long. It does not take very long at all. At about a year, you have that anniversary reaction, and your body and your brain are flipping out because it's the same time of year, and you remember things that happened last year that reminds you of the trauma. That's still just being triggered. That is just having triggers. If we can start to work on those triggers consistently, telling our body and our brain what we need them to do when we are triggered, it's going to be less and less. It's going to be less intense every time. It's going to be less often. And the more you work on it, the more that fades. Right now, the triggers are a rut kind of warning your brain. It's a track. And it's like you feel something and then you get triggered and then you feel a certain way and then you're triggered again. And it keeps going around and around and keeps digging a deeper rut into your brain. If you can start interrupting that circuit, that continued pathway in your brain, if you start to interrupt it and start to say, no, 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 I understand that I was triggered by this, but I don't need to be triggered by this. I can react a different way. I can feel a different way. And you actually start to try and do that. You get that rut to start smoothing out in your brain. It is not an automatic pathway in your brain anymore. There are still some like remnants of the automatic pathways in my brain. I am aware when he is sitting on, like he's sitting on the edge of the bed with his back to me and he's on the phone. I have to remind myself sometimes that that's just the remnants of a trigger. That is not real. That is just what it was in my brain when I was really freaked out about him being on the phone. It is just a remnant of that. It is not real. It is not what's happening now. If you can get control over that, it starts to be less and less, and it is much, much easier for you as you go along. Right. All right. I think I'm at the end of the questions. Oh, goodness. Full moon making me sleepy, making me yawn for no reason. All right, let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else got any questions they want me to answer? I'm here for you for a few more minutes. If you have not gotten it yet, get on my guide, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity. Click on the link in my bio, my link tree, or on my Facebook page. Go ahead and do that, okay? It is a guide. It is the 6 steps that I use myself that got me out of the woods, okay? That was the very basic, bare minimum tools that I had that I got myself out of the woods. I didn't even have the support part. So I had 5 out of the 6 tools. All right. I am offering you the 6th tool through talking to me. But in the meantime, I want you to start working on the steps. It will get you out of the woods much faster. And that's what I want for you. I want you to do this faster because it is better for your brain if you do it faster. I understand that you've been traumatized and your brain wants to hold on to that. But the longer you hold on to it, the more you are wearing that rut in your brain, you are making it stay longer the longer you hold on to it. So I want you to get out of that faster so that your brain can go back to normal faster. All right. I want you to be at a better place faster. Okay. And I got information for you. Might as well use it. Might as well. All righty, y'all. So that's about it. Last thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together is to do your affirmations. Have you been doing your affirmations? I need you to believe in you. Okay. I need you to say good things about yourself. Those mind movies, a lot of the time the thought is, I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. He doesn't want me as much as he wants her. A lot of the time, that's the thought that's attached to it. It's stuff that will make you believe terrible things about yourself so that then your brain says, see, that's the reason why this happened is because you're so much less than. We're not going to believe that because that's not true. It is just your brain, again, trauma reaction, trying to hide you from more pain, even hurting your feelings like that, even telling you that it's something terrible about you. It's hurting your feelings, but it figures it's okay if I hurt your feelings. It's not okay if other people hurt them. Okay. So I want you to start doing your affirmations. Look yourself in the eye. And then I want you to say it like you mean it. Say it like it is the most true thing you've ever said. Say it like you want your best friend to believe you about it. Say it like it is, you are saying it with authority. You are saying it with truth. You are saying it because it is real. Okay. It does not matter if you don't believe the affirmation. That is not the point. That is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say it like you mean it. Say it with conviction. Say it with the vocal inflection that you actually believe it. And you will look yourself in the eye while doing that. And your brain will have a uh, picture of you telling yourself the good thing. Even if you don't believe it, it will still have that as a reference point. It will still be able to go back and say, well, but no, Dasha said that she thinks that she's beautiful and wonderful and very much loved. That's what she said. She said that. So maybe we're wrong about, oh, her husband doesn't love her and he's trying to hurt her and he doesn't want to be with her. Maybe we're wrong about that. So it is just another thing that you need to practice to break down those negative thoughts. So this card today says, today I will breathe. I breathe. Inhale and exhale. Today, as I face challenges, I will call a mental timeout. When I'm just talking about that, finding that safe space inside your head, I will consciously breathe with my eyes closed and focus on slowing my inhalation and exhalation. Just doing that. You don't even have to do the 4-7-8 breathing, just slowing it down. Looking at yourself and slowing it down, breathing slowly in and out. If you're doing that on a regular basis, you're going to get control over those emotions a lot faster, and you're going to get to a better place a lot faster. And that's what I really want for you, okay? So today, I will breathe. Today, as I face challenges, I will call a mental timeout. I will consciously breathe with my eyes closed and focus on slowing my inhalation and exhalation. All right? Simple thing to do, but that's a simple affirmation. I breathe. I slowly breathe. I breathe with control. I am safe. I am happy. Things are working out for me. Okay? All righty, y'all. I think that's about it. I don't see any other questions to answer. If you do need to talk to me, go ahead, message me everywhere over here. DM me on Instagram, message me on my Facebook. I'm Dasha Elkerson on Facebook, but you can also reach me at Love Coach Dasha on Facebook. I have a messenger set up there, and I want to hear from you. Let me know what I can help you with. You need some support, I am here to offer it. I know the answers to the questions that you want to ask about healing and reconciling, and I want to help you, and I want you to get there fast, okay? I don't want you to be stuck in this terrible place for any longer than you need to be, and you don't need to be past today if you reach out and get a little assistance, okay? All right, y'all. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I will be back again next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Healing Hour Live. In the meantime, do your deep breathing, do your journaling, be grateful. Don't ask all those damn questions, and do your affirmations. Keep the things in mind that you can do that will start to heal you without any help from your mate. All right? All right, y'all. That's about it. I will talk to you a little later. Bye over here on Instagram. And bye over here on Facebook and YouTube.